Hello everyone, I'll be introducing us to the few tools that we need to get started. Okay, for right now, all we need is a text editor and a browser because we're starting with HTML and CSS. When we introduce JavaScript, there will be a few more other toolings that we need. But right now for HTML and CSS, we would only need a browser and a text editor. Okay, there are a couple of text editors that are available out there. We have Notepad++, obviously. Like for Windows, the general Notepad that comes with Windows is not a good text editor to use. If we were to use Notepad, that would be plus plus. And then we have VS Code, Sublime Text, Atom, and a couple of others. Okay. Sometimes due to the capacity of your PC, you may not be able to probably install Atom or VS Code or some others based on the requirements of the software. So, but I believe basically Notepad++, Sublime Text should work for, a pretty slim RAM capacity laptop. Okay. But other than that, VS Code should be the way to go. I would recommend downloading VS Code, checking it out. If you have any issues with VS Code, then you can try out other text editors. You can try out Sublime Text. You can try out Notepad++. Okay. So I will just go ahead and show us how to get started. So whether or not you have VS Code, you should be able to write some code, some HTML code, and be able to preview on your browsers. Yeah, but if you have VS Code, you can use the Live Server plugin or extension on VS Code. In a bit, I'll show you what that looks like, and then we should get going from there. So I make the assumption that you know the basics of of how to use a laptop, basically, right? You're able to create folders, manage files, and all of that. Okay, so based on your OS, I use a Mac, but on PC, obviously, it should be different. Create a folder anywhere. I would create one. I already have one created, which I'm within, which is a web training folder. So within this folder, I'm going to create a file, and I would name it a folder. Rather, I'm going to name it pages. Okay, pages, or I would call this like introduction. Okay, intro to web. You can name it however you want. So obviously it's within this folder, web training, intro to web. So having made this folder available, if I switch over to my terminal, or rather to my text editor, here's VS Code, I can see the folder right here. Okay, obviously I can make more, create more files within the folder from within VS Code. And obviously, if you're using Notepad++, Sublime Text, or anything other than VS Code, you should be able to produce these steps as well. Okay, but for right now, we can actually just go ahead here and create a new file. I will call this intro.html. Okay, so as an introduction, every file that we create named with the extension .html will be interpreted in the text editor as a HTML document, a HTML file. And by default, every HTML file can be opened by the browser. All right. So I'll just put in a bunch of text here. I'll just have like a dummy text here, introduction to HTML. All right. So if you're using VS Code, you should be able to see the Go Live button just by the bottom right corner on the status bar of your VS Code text editor. So you should be able to see this, and once you click on Go Live, your page would be loaded up from that folder, and the file should be available on a local host a particular port and the file being served from there. Okay, but if you're not using VS Code, if there's another way your text editor allows you to do that, that'd be awesome. Other than that, otherwise you can actually just preview this file from the browser in the manner I'm going to show you right now. So switching over again to your folder, opening the intro to web folder we just created, we can see that the intro.html document is given an icon of Chrome. Okay, that means this should be opened in Chrome once we double click this file. And so let's go ahead and see that. And obviously that gives us the same result.